I would like to call this call the April 24th, 2023 Workforce Ready Livable Communities Council Committee meeting to order. Members of the public may attend the meeting virtually through Microsoft Teams or view the meeting recordings by visiting www.tempe.gov/WRLC for more information. It's important to understand that no formal votes or decision about the city's programs, policies, or budgets will happen here. Our role is to explore various topics with staff, stakeholders, and community members, and to make recommendations to our council colleagues. We want this process to be transparent, inclusive, and easy for you to be a part of whenever you choose to be. And you can share your thoughts with us by filling out a comment card about any item on the meeting agenda or reaching out to us directly with any thoughts, questions, or ideas. We need you to fill out a comment card in advance that can be read in the record for an agendized item. The link in the comment cards can be found on our committee webpage at www.tempe.gov/WRLC. And you will also find the contact information for the committee members, staff, and there's no non-agenda questions as well. Second. Okay, we've now reviewed the February 27th Rec Committee meetings minutes. Councilmember Keaton, do we have any motion to approve the 2023 minutes?
I move we approve the February 27th, 2023 WRLC Council Committee meeting minutes.
I second that motion. The February 27th, 2023 WRLC committee meetings are approved. Any public comments? Now we move into public comments. The Rec Committee welcomes public comments. According to Arizona open law and meeting law, the committee may only discuss listed agenda matters brought to by the public under the public appearance that are not listed on the agenda cannot be discussed by the committee. A 3-minute limit per person will be in effect. Annie, did we receive any public comments?
We did not, Councilmember Hodge.
Thank you. Next, I would like to move to our current items and updates. Today we have 4 presentations. Our first is on the presentation discussing with Nico Howard on housing affordable in Tempe. Mr. Howard will be joining us virtually. Mr. Howard serves on the Planning Commission in the City of Phoenix. He's also a real estate attorney and a real estate and developer and expert. Welcome to the Rec Committee meeting, Mr. Howard.
Hi, thank you so much for having me today. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. I do have a couple words that I'd like to share with you, but before I do them, I'd like to say I don't know if I can really present adequately if I can't see Councilmember Keating's beautiful face. Could we get him on the screen?
No, you cannot.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Well, council members and staff, thank you very much again. My name is Nico Howard. I'm one of the co-founders of a group called Home Arizona. At Home Arizona, our mission is to educate policymakers and elected officials about the relationship among housing prices, labor availability, and economic development. We do talk a lot about housing affordability, but I do want to be clear. We are not a quote unquote affordable housing group. I think affordable housing refers to a certain percentage of AMI. We are looking at all types of housing across the price spectrum. And what we're seeing is pretty alarming. Whether you're a single mother that's making $40,000 a year trying to find a home, or you're an engineer at TSMC that's making $150,000 a year trying to buy a home for his family, we're seeing an incredible shortage across the gambit. Everywhere that you look, there's a shortage in Arizona in housing right now. And so I'm joined on my founding board by a number of folks that you might recognize. Elliot Pollack is an economist here in town. John Graham, the president of Sunbelt Holdings, Paul Johnson, former mayor of Phoenix, Jen Daniels, the former mayor of Gilbert. And our group really coalesced around 2 separate but very closely related issues. The first is that housing prices in response to the housing shortage have continued to go up really considerably at a very unsustainable pace. But the second is that it's getting harder and harder to hire good employees at our companies. And what we're seeing in the data is that these are really the same issue at different stages of the life cycle. And so I'll quickly talk about each of those. We'll look at the first one, which is, the price of housing. From 2017 to 2022 across the Phoenix MSA, which is comprised of some number of municipalities, I want to say 19, but it may be more or less than that. In almost every one of those municipalities, we have seen the median home price double over that 5-year period. In 2021 alone, we saw the cost of housing go up by 30% in a single 12-month period. And what that communicates to us very unequivocally in the data is that we are undersupplied. There is more demand than there is supply. And that's a difficult thing to change because demand patterns change much faster than supply patterns. If you want to add more housing supply, you have to start 3 years before you need that supply because you have to go through the entitlements, you have to go through the permitting, and you have to go through the construction. And that takes a very long time. So that's the first issue, is in response to a housing shortage, we have seen a tremendous upward pressure on pricing across the board. The second issue is a little bit more complex, and this goes to labor availability. When you see someone like TSMC or an Intel, a major employer that looks at moving to a new city or expanding in an existing city, one of the main things that they're looking at is the cost of their labor, right? Can they get the employees that they need to execute on the tasks that they need to execute in order to be successful? And typically you'll see a little bit of a hybrid approach. A large part of that workforce is going to be found domestically in the Phoenix market, right? That's one of the reasons why folks relocate here, is because we have ASU, we have a really educated and fairly abundant workforce, but there's usually some number of people that need to be brought in from elsewhere. If you look at a TSMC, for example, a lot of those engineers are coming from Taiwan for the first couple of years. They'll help to train the new workforce, and then they might return back. In Intel, you might see that you're bringing in engineers from, Austin or San Francisco or wherever you can get those engineers. So the employers are looking at what is the cost of their labor, what is their ability to get that labor that they need. But when you look at relocating employees from elsewhere in the nation, you have to start looking at it through the lens of the employee. What would it take in order for an employee in California to basically move their family across the nation to Arizona to start a new job? And so typically those employees are looking really closely at the cost of living, and specifically one of the biggest drivers of that cost of living is the cost of housing. And so if they can find more quality or more affordable housing elsewhere at the same wage, the reality is those folks aren't coming to Arizona. And so this wasn't a problem that we've historically had because we've usually had very affordable housing relative to other places. But with the price increases that we've seen over the last couple of years, we're starting to lose that distinction. We're starting to lose our ability to recruit talent from other parts of the nation. It's getting harder and harder to bring employees here. And eventually, if enough employees stop coming here, eventually the major employers will stop coming here. And so what starts as a fairness and an affordability argument really quickly evolves into a labor availability and community economic development argument. And so it is both. I want to be very clear. We're not saying that the fairness and the affordability don't matter, but what I am saying is it starts as that issue and it very quickly becomes another issue, which I think we all need to be very concerned about. And so our group is really focused on maintaining our competitiveness as a market, keeping Arizona vibrant, making sure that economically we're able to do the things that we need to do. In a nutshell, 100,000-foot view, that's what we do. We're here today to request to speak to the full council. It would not be me that spoke to the council. It would be our chief economist, Elliot Pollack. He's got about a 45-minute presentation filled with some really great data that we think that every municipality should have right now. We've presented in 7 other municipalities. We've presented to ULI, to the AIA. We've done a big housing symposium. And so we've been very active, and we would love to bring Tempe into this conversation. Again, our goal is not to advocate really for anything, but just to educate and to share the data. What you guys do with that data is totally up to you, but we just want to make sure that everybody has the most up-to-date data that we've worked very hard on compiling.
Thank you very much, Mr. Howard, for that. Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to say presentation, but introduction to a presentation. I don't see any issue with bringing it to issue review at a future work study session. Councilmember Hodge, how do you feel?
No, I agree. I think that would be good for us to actually hear that and listen to it. So yes, I have no problems with that either.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you very
Thank-
much, Mr. Howard.
Thank
Is there
you very
any-
much for that opportunity. I really appreciate it. I hope you both have a terrific rest of your day.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Mr. Howard. You too. Okay. Well, next, I would like to move to our second presentation, which is made by our own Mary Messler from the City of Tempe Office of Education, Careers, and Family Services. She'll be providing us an update on College Connect. Welcome to the Rec Committee, Council Committee meeting. Mary.
Thank you. Good afternoon, council members Hodge and Keating. Again, my name is Mary Mazey. I'm a supervisor in our Office of Education, Career, and Family Services. Thank you for inviting me today. Our last update to this committee was in September, where we highlighted our summer activities, we introduced our new team members, and the school year was just beginning. So I'm really happy to be here to highlight the tremendous work of my team. So College Connect supports 2 performance measures within the quality of life strategic priority area, Measure 3.08, our high school graduation rate, and Measure 3.09, our degree attainment rate, also known as the city's Achieve 65 Tempe goal. So these measures are interconnected and are important not only to the children and families that we serve, but our community as a whole. And that's because studies show that students who continue on to college and earn a degree enjoy a higher quality of life, better wages, and lower unemployment. Okay. This will be on slide 3. There we go. So as you know, College Connect is Tempe's college access and career readiness program. We offer free services to assist students with achieving their goals regardless of what their post-secondary path is, whether that's the university path, community college, trade school, apprenticeship, or military service. Our goal is that students thrive in their lives after high school. We have a special focus on serving students who are first generation, low income, or are traditionally underrepresented on college campuses and in other post-secondary programs. We're able to provide the robust services to our community thanks to the diverse partners you see here. They provide funding support, scholarship sponsorships to our students, and invaluable in-kind resources for our students, school staff, and our team. Last spring, the Office of Education, Career, and Family Services was awarded $1.3 million from the Arizona Department of Education as part of the American Rescue Plan passed by President Biden. This funding is allocated through September 2024 and has allowed College Connect to hire 6 full-time wage-funded positions and expand our program services. The funding award also supports our Career Ready Tempe Youth Internship Program. This school year will mark the end of our first full year of this funding, and the upcoming 23-24 school year will be our last year with these specific funds to support our program. I'm proud to share more about the work we've done so far this year. A quick note about the data that you're going to see today. It's a snapshot. It represents approximate counts for the program year to date, so that's July through March. So staff are still updating data from previous months, and we know this gives an approximate count of the services we provided. And as the program year ends and all that data is collected and entered, we're going to be excited to share another update to this committee as well as mayor and council. But I'm super excited to share that College Connect, we've had our busiest program ever, busiest year ever, and we are projected to exceed previous year's total number of students served as well as service units provided. So ensuring high school seniors graduate with a post-secondary plan is a priority for our program. However, we support learners of all ages. So you're going to see here that we've served quite a few 8th grade students, and that's because our team has been providing high school readiness workshops in partnership with the Tempe Library's Teen Center staff to ensure 8th graders in the Tempe Elementary School District are more equipped to successfully begin high school, and so that they know that College Connect and the Teen Center are resources for their high school years. When we look at students served by school, The vast majority of students we serve are from the Tempe Union High School District. However, this year we've also had the opportunity to serve a variety of additional students outside of the district, thanks to our advisor Meg, who works from the College Connect office located in the Tempe Public Library. So our advisors help students through a variety of post-secondary planning steps. This slide highlights what services we've provided most often this year. And you'll note that 1 in 5 of all sessions have been FAFSA completion support sessions. And that's because FAFSA completion is a key area of focus for us. And that's because we know that students who fill out the FAFSA are 84% more likely to enroll in college or a trade school immediately after high school. So this slide highlights the growth of completion with schools where we have an embedded advisor, and we've been doing some additional completion activities this year. So while we know there's still work to be done, we're excited that all 6 district schools meet or exceed the statewide completion rate. So this year, thanks to our education partnerships, we've been implementing a variety of FAFSA completion activities. We've had FAFSA completion workshops, labs, provided one-on-one advising at our College Connect office, at all 6 of the Tempe Union High School District campuses, other campuses outside of the district, and we've been providing services virtually. We've been sending text updates and reminders to students through our College Connect text app, as well as through our partnership with the Ask Benji texting service. And then this year, a first for us, we held a FAFSA call campaign during winter break and spring break. So our advisors called students and parents who we knew had not completed their FAFSA. So they picked up the phone, old school style, made those phone calls, and they reminded students and parents about the importance of completing the FAFSA, answered questions, addressed the myths, and then provided appointments for when students return to campus or even during the break to complete the FAFSA. And currently we are holding a FAFSA spring completion event with the district, trying to give students another nudge to complete the FAFSA. So a student who completes the form, refers a friend, or if for some reason they're not eligible to complete the FAFSA, if they complete some scholarship applications, they're entered to win a prize basket full of school supplies, a Target gift card, and a lot of school gear. So when they start in the fall, they'll be set up for success. And so we're going to be holding those drawings at the end of the month. And then I'd like to note that Tempe High School in January was awarded the most innovative player by the Arizona Board of Regents as part of the Arizona FAFSA Challenge. And when they were awarded that award, they noted that their partnership with the City of Tempe and College Connect Tempe was one of their keys to success. So we're still providing a lot of FAFSA activities on school campuses, at our office, as well as providing advising services to make sure students are completing the FAFSA, doing last push. And I just want to highlight one additional data point. So thanks to our increased staffing with the program and our increased partnership with the district, we've been able to significantly increase the number of FAFSA advising sessions compared to the same time last year. So our program is getting noted by our partners and supporters, including our Arizona Department of Education grant project officer, Ms. Andrea Glenn. So she's recently highlighted us for our work around FAFSA completion, around college enrollment, as well as our partnership with the Tempe Union High School District and our service to Tempeans overall. And so she just really wanted me to enthusiastically share her feedback with you today. So we're really proud of our work. And while the school year is speeding to an end, College Connect, we are keeping up the pace. We will soon be providing one of our most popular events, our Summer Youth and Job and Volunteer Fair, Saturday, May 6th. We'll be holding it the first time at a district location at the Innovation Center. And then looking a little bit ahead, for the first time ever, we'll be taking students on college campus tours. So taking students to our in-state universities, as well as the community college campuses. And then we are definitely continuing to provide support to our graduating seniors, making sure that they're hitting those key milestones that they need to hit in order to successfully transition to their freshman year at college. So we'll be sending text message reminders, as well as providing advising services over the summer. So our team greatly appreciates this committee's support. So from inclusion in your meeting today, to council member newsletter highlights, to opportunities to join you in your community engagement events. We really value your continued help in sharing the program with students, families, school staff, general residents. As I noted earlier, we will soon be moving into our final year of our ADE grant. That's allowed us to expand our services and really make an increased impact. So we're looking for funding sources to sustain our program, and we would appreciate your support as we apply for those funds. Thank you for your time and the opportunity to share how we've been supporting young people and families. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Well, thank you so much, Mary. You know, this is near and dear to my heart. So, and I have watched it grow over the year. I've been to all your meetings. Your, was it quarterly? Is it every month?
We try to meet every month as
Yes.
much as possible.
Yes, I've been to, I've actually made all of them. I'm very proud of myself. I made every morning, 9 o'clock meeting. But it's just, I see the growth. I actually get to talk to the students that you, that has came in and you guys have helped. I got to meet the leaders on each school campus that's helping, and it's just a phenomenal, positive, very positive interaction. They have, I just want the city to know how they encompass, they are part of the campus. You would never know they were city employees. You would think they were part of the district. And the students trust and support, and it's just, you guys, y'all picked a great staff to be at every high school. It feels like they were just made directly for that school directly. So, and I know Councilmember King, but I will give my full support of whatever you need to make sure that this program continues. Councilmember Keaton?
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Well said, Councilmember Hodge. Thank you very much, Mary. College Connect has been a great program in the city for years and years and years. And obviously it does a lot of good for our community and the youth in our community as they move on to real life, adulthood, and all the joys that brings. So I'm very pleased to continue to support this program in any way I can, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, and I'll be sure to share your feedback with the team as well.
Yes, thank you. You know, a tidbit, you know, that when they started College Connect, I sat on the first committee to start it with Robin Arredondo. So this is full circle for me, because I was there with Zita and Robin when they started this program through the city many, many years ago. So I am just excited to see it grow and blossom. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now I would like to move on to our third presentation, which will be made by our one and only Nicole Berner from the city of Tempe on our education, career, and family services, and Sarah Davis, Triple P program facilitator and parent specialist. They're providing us with an update on Positive Parent Program. Welcome to our Rec Council Committee meeting, Mrs. Berner and Ms. Davis.
Hello, thank you so much. Good afternoon, council members Hodge and Keating. Thank you for the opportunity to present the work being accomplished around parenting families. My name is Nicole Berner. I am a supervisor in the Office of Education, Career, and Family Services. I support the city's early literacy efforts through Read on Tempe's collaborative programs, including AARP Foundation Experience Corps, the Helping Us Grow Reading Book Club, and the Triple P Positive Parenting Program. On today's agenda, we will cover what all about Triple P, its data, who Triple P serves, as well as its funding. Triple P addresses the following performance measures: 3.06, quality pre-K enrollment; 3.07, third grade reading level proficiency; and 3.08, high school graduation rate. Here to share about the great work that Triple P is doing is parent specialist and practitioner Sarah Davis.
Hi, thank you. I want to talk a little bit about how Triple P works, and it works by relieving stress in the home. So we work with parents to relieve stress in their home. We do that by identifying these 5 factors that Strengthening Families also identifies. Triple P's curriculum aligns with, and this helps relieve that stress in the home. Parental resilience, social connections, knowledge of parenting and child development, concrete support in times of need, and social and emotional competence in children. Triple P has 5 levels of intervention. These interventions are based on a tiered program with research that offers different levels of intervention depending on the family's needs. Within each level is also a choice of delivery methods. This ensures Triple P is flexible enough to meet individual and specific communities. It is designed to give parents as much help as they need, but not too much to prevent over-servicing and encourage self-sufficiency. The strategies that Triple P uses here are parents are taught the strategies in promoting the children's development before they learn the strategies of managing misbehavior. And they're always given the opportunity to select which strategies that they would like to try in their home. So I've listed a few here. So when we go through these strategies with parents, we make sure they understand what is quality time. Is quality time looking at your phone while your child watches TV beside you? And we answer a lot of those questions. How to talk with your child. What does descriptive praise look like, and how are you doing it? Being a good example. We know that kids learn most of everything by watching others do this, so we really work with the parents on role playing. I'll role play with them. We go over conversations. Well, what would you say if your child said this? Because we're trying to increase that parental confidence. We talk about logical consequences and also how to give clear, calm instructions. The Triple P curriculum emphasizes that strategies for promoting children's development help build a positive parent-child relationship, which is necessary in order for any of the strategies for managing misbehavior to be effective. Some of the Triple P outcomes that we have here on community level impacts. Improvements in child welfare indicators. The rates of child maltreatment went down 31%. Out-of-home placements went down 21%. Child injuries due to maltreatment went down 13%. Every dollar spent on Triple P upstream saves $7.48 downstream across several human services sectors. Some other data for Triple P. We have a new study that's out, Triple P in this CDC in the state of Arizona, and they have impressive results that includes reductions in parent depression by 69%, parent anxiety by 78%, and parent stress by 87%. So if you're a parent, you know how important those things are. So who is Triple P serving currently in our community? Parents of children 0 to 5 who reside in Tempe or attend a Tempe school. Parents of elementary school age children who attend schools in Tempe. Parents referred by KidZone, Teen Triple P program, and that's students 12 to 18, TAP program, teens actively pregnant and parenting, and parents are referred by community supervision. The clients referred by the community supervision program are under diversion, Title IX deferred prosecution, and supervised probation. These are mandated and non-mandated practices. The Teen Triple P program comes through the Tempe Community Council. The Teen Triple P program began in 2018 in response to findings from the 2017 Human Services Committee Needs Assessment and based upon Tempe Community Council's practice of creating programs to fill gaps in needed services. This program is designed for parents of children 12 to 18, and there is flexibility in both directions for that age range. Triple P works with community supervision. Community supervision's participation in the Triple P program saves the city money by helping citizens become stable working parents. The burden to public health and safety services would decrease with implementation, lessening reincarceration and the already existing financial burden for the parent and the city of Tempe. Community supervision is a great example of how to implement this program and promote safety in your community. Reminding you that every dollar spent for Triple P upstream saves $7.48 downstream across several human service sectors. And I just brought this to share with you a story of the parent that I'm working with. The parent was referred to me through community supervision. They're on probation for child neglect, along with the co-parent. When we had our first two sessions, it's basically a lot of normalizing and going over what kind of environment a child thrives in. And during this time, one of the parents was able to identify that their child was having issues with their milestones because they were living in a home that adversely affected by the high levels of intensity. The 2-year-old had lost verbal skills and cried and her most form of communication was crying. With the social service counselors in community health and human services, we supported the parent in transition to a less intense home environment. The change in both parent and child was quickly observed, and the child has begun to use words again and started preschool. I just wanted to quote a bit from what the parent sent me from an email I received last week from her. I didn't need any strict discipline for the shopping trip because I kept it short. I just reminded her we were only there to pick out lunch and then we were done. We could stop and eat. The short trip was a total success. She is doing much better with her moods, but she has been taking more consistent naps. So that's been helping her adjust to the second half of the day. So this is a perfect example of how, when I first started working with this parent, it was really hard for her to identify any challenges that she was having. And just by going over some basic skills, talking about what her child needs specifically, we were able to come up with some strategies that worked for her.
Funding. Triple P's work was initially funded through the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian Gaming Grant. These funds have since been expended, but we recently applied for an additional tribal gaming grant through the Pascua Yaqui tribe and are hopeful that we will be awarded those funds. Currently, Triple P is receiving funding through our Kids Zone program for parent support.
And here we're listing some of the city and community collaborations. And what's really great for me when I talk to other Triple P practitioners that don't work for city systems, I have a very unique view of things. So I'm able to take a holistic approach to what the parent needs, because a lot of times I can't give them parenting strategies if they're worried about providing food, shelter, a job for their children in their home environment. So I've been able to work with Arizona at Work for finding jobs. Read on Tempe supplied libraries for some of my families that didn't have books in their home. I've been able to help Tempe Pre by teaching classes to help their kids get to meet the milestones they need to start preschool. We also work with College Connect with my TAP program. I'm there once a week and I work one-on-one with the TAP parents. So it's really great to see College Connect in there working with them and us working. I'm like, that's my department when they know about it. And then Prevent Child Abuse Arizona has been great in supplying us with online codes for free. So we appreciate that. And then we're always able to have our events at the Tempe Public Library. So that's wonderful. And of course, the TAP program, which it's important service there for these basic parenting skills.
All right, thank you again for your time. Does anyone have any questions?
Well, I don't think I have as much questions, but I have some comments. First off, I want to thank Octavia Harris and the TCC committee and board, because, you know, without you guys' support, this wouldn't happen. I have a direct contact with it because you guys know I'm on the TAP board, so I take it to near and dear to my heart. For the last 12 years, I've sat on the TAP board, and I see directly. And Sarah, I know you through and through because of how much you encompass and what you've done with the TAP program. And for this first year, I have done, or I don't know everybody knows that, but I've been rotating all year long through the pre-K. So I go visit the pre-K throughout the whole cycle. So I just finished one of my last tours last week, and I'll start again the minute the school starts back up, and I continue to tour throughout the whole time, because that helps me. When I see, I'm a visual learner, so when I see it visually, that helps me to understand. And I see the direct line, because they even talked about it when I was on the tour about it. So I've heard multiple ways how this program has affected our community in a positive way. So I thank you for all that you do. And when does come to funding, I'm 100% supportive. I will fight to the end of time, and I'm a fighter if it comes to funding for it. So you have an ally in me completely. My question is there anything else that we can do as a committee to help out, or we need to present back to the council for you guys?
Well, thank you very much for having our back and supporting the program. It's a wonderful cause indeed. In addition to that, if you could spread the word in the community about the great work that Sarah and the Triple P program is accomplishing, as well as the services provided, we would appreciate that as
Oh,
well.
don't worry. Next year, you guys going to be at my breakfast for Burdetta, and I guarantee you, I'm going to spread it
Perfect.
around really, because it's known. That's why I wanted you guys here. It's a very great program that a lot of people don't know a lot about, and I think that's unfortunate, and we want to change that. We want to make sure we get as much community support as possible. So
Wonderful,
I will
thank you.
definitely support that. Councilmember Keaton.
I concur with your comments. It's just another, high quality program that we offer here in the city of Tempe, and you guys are obviously doing good work here. So I would encourage you to continue to do so, and any support that you need from me or Councilmember Hodge, don't be afraid to ask.
We appreciate it. Thanks so
Thank you.
much.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay, our final, I can't believe we're just flowing around, Councilman Keaton, today. Our final, I would like to move to our fourth presentation, which will be made by Abe. Oh, Abe is here in person. I thought you was gonna be online, but first off, I want to say how you feeling.
I'm feeling well. Thank you for asking.
Thank you. I'm glad to see you back. Abe McCanham is the city's Tempe Veterans Service Coordinator, and he'll be providing us an update on our Tempe Veteran Service Program. So welcome today, Abe. Glad to have you.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here today. I just wanted to give everybody an update on what the Veteran Services Coordinator position has been up to. As you stated earlier, it's a new position, been active in it since about September of last year. And when I started, Keith Burke and I, we sat down with the rest of the city government and we came up with some internal goals. Those goals included increasing the collaboration with government and community partners throughout the state and federal levels, support of key events like the Veterans Day Parade, the Veteran Employee Breakfast, and then the Community Salutes event. We also decided to focus on the creation of a veteran affinity group, some training for the city's internal human resource department, the development of skill bridge programs for the city of Tempe, and then just an improved understanding of the internal and external veteran population data for the city of Tempe. Externally, outside the city, so in the community, we wanted to improve access to veteran services via the city's web pages and service outlets. We wanted to make the businesses in Tempe more aware of the Skill Bridge program, and we wanted to improve services to local businesses to help them with their recruiting, their retention, and their human resources operations. We also, for the citizens, wanted to increase the benefits offered by the city through increased number of outreach, resource fairs, family events, community events, and also the creation of a community survey. So updated on some of those goals internally, I have been working with the Arizona Commerce Authority and Veteran Employment Task Force. So they've asked me to come and represent the city, and so we've been doing that. I have also been asked to serve on the Arizona Veteran Medical Leadership Council, primarily focusing on mental health and how it affects veterans' abilities to get and sustain employment. I meet regularly with the City of Tempe Chamber of Commerce Military Action Committee. We have created an employee veteran affinity group. The charter has been drafted and is just pending approval. We currently have skill bridge programs underway in the police department, human resources, in the water and utilities department. The law enforcement apprenticeship skill bridge program is actually a collaboration between the skill bridge program and the state of Arizona apprenticeship office to create a pipeline to the department, not just for police law enforcement positions, but also support positions within the department. And the water and utility department is also pursuing a similar path. Externally, we have created a veteran event calendar. We are in the process of publishing our first veteran newsletter, which will go out immediately following the Community Salutes event in May. We have created a training course for local business to access that focuses on the Skill Bridge program, vocational rehab programs, and other military programs, employment programs that are available to employers. We also will be focusing on some recognition programs such as the federal employer recognition program, the Gold Medallion program that's called, which recognizes businesses that are actively recruiting, retaining, and developing veterans, as well as their spouses and family members. We have been asked to, personally, I've been asked to present at several SHRM events. So the Society of Human Resource Management has asked me to conduct training for their members. We have also coordinated employment workshops with the Arizona Army National Guard, a Guard Your Future event. We have brought the Travis Manion Foundation into our summer programs, which will teach the youth about character counts, the benefits of physical fitness, and provide an outlet for community members to learn how to be positive mentors in the community. We're also participating in the Maricopa County Veteran Stand Down this week. And also, I have been able to provide individual case management to service members, veterans, and their family members. This flyer right here is the official flyer for my office that is being handed out throughout the city and at these events. As you can see, not only does it highlight the Care 7 and the Hope Hotline, but also it highlights several other key services that are available to the veteran community, such as the Military Relief Fund for those that are experiencing financial hardships as a result of their service or service-connected issues. The Veterans Crisis Line for those that are in crisis. Veterans 5 to 9 is a nonprofit that we work with here that provides emergency housing, shelter, and transportation to military members and their family members. The Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and also the local chapter of the Phoenix VA. Give you an overview of what the office has done just since January as far as assistance provided. We have provided assistance to a total of 18 members of the community, 9 of which are active duty service members, 9 of which are veterans, so they have completed their service. And that assistance has been 16 requests for employment service, 1 for housing and 1 for medical. And I'm happy to state that all 16 requests for employment have resulted in employment. So those people are currently working. Here's my contact information. And I stand ready to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you so much. I just want to say this was a very big vision of a former council member, Robin Arredondo Savage. She worked hard. She was a veteran herself. So I just want to give her that credit for you standing here today. This is something she pioneered and championed. And we have to say hello to our deputy city manager out there, Keith Burke. How you doing today, Keith? That's good. All right. Thank you so much. The reason why I asked for you is because I don't think a lot of people know that we have a veteran service out there, and with everything happening, with my dad was a vet, and it just is dear to my heart because I am called a military brat. So I was a military brat growing up, and just to see the services that is happening in our city, it just makes it feel, that we're doing something special, because I drive by the VA quite a bit, and to see our vets in need out there, a lot of them are sitting outside, and they're sitting out there all day and night without services sometimes. And I know, there's different things, but I think I'm just happy that the city of Tempe has taken on themselves, even though we don't have the VA in our city, that we're taking on ourselves to make sure we take care of our vets within our city. So I thank you for all that you do. And I don't know, did you say anything? Because we have Tempe Salutes coming up in a few weeks.
We do have Tempe Salutes. It's on May the 2nd, where we'll be honoring local children, young adults from the local high schools that have decided to serve in the military. It's at the Tempe Center for the Arts. We do have some keynote speakers there. We have a reception and entertainment. It's free to the public, and I would encourage anybody interested to contact myself or just take a look at the city's website and come on out and support the young men and women that are joining the military.
Yes, and I'm going to be putting that up on my website as soon today. So if anybody needs to see it, I want to definitely put that out there. That is a very special program. It starts at the beginning stages for our students as they transition from graduating from high school and going into the military. So it is an honor that the city of Tempe salutes them and give them that honor before they go off into the military. But I thank you. So the only question I have is, how can we help? What do you need from us as a committee? How can we assist you to make sure that the vision is still growing and continue to prosper.
So far, everybody's been extremely supportive, so I do appreciate that. Moving forward, it's just at this point, just getting the word out that the Veteran Service Coordinator position is here to help. There really are a lot of benefits. We can have a whole meeting just about the benefits. So the more awareness we can provide would be genuinely appreciated.
Okay, well, I'll put it out there November when Veterans Day is. I'll make sure that in that month, we'll have for Breakfast with Burdetta, will be all about Veterans Day, and I'll put it out on my website and anything that I can do in my newsletter to make sure we highlight that for you.
Thank you.
All right, Councilmember Keaton.
Thank you, Councilmember Hodge. Yeah, great presentation. Obviously, as the council's only veteran, this is a very important program to me, and I'm very proud that me and Councilmember Robin Arredondo Savage's last act as committee co-chairs was to create your position, and you've done a great job thus far. I was able to go to Tempe Salutes last year, and that was such a cool program to see those kids get sent off like that, and it was great talking to them and hearing their enthusiasm to go serve. So I do salute you for that. Anything, yeah, Councilmember Hodge said, anything we can do in the future other than, promote events and, just to show that not only do we have your back, but we have our veterans community's back as well. Please don't be afraid to reach out to me or Councilmember Hodge directly or all your elected leaders, frankly. Looking forward to Tempe Salutes and the Veterans Day Parade and all the other great work that you do around the city. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I apologize, Councilmember Keaton. I forgot to put you in there when I did Robin Arredondo. She was just so vocal with me with it. I got a call from her once a week, so it was. I just kind of remembered that. So I apologize for not adding you in there too.
Oh, no worries, no worries.
Okay. Next on our agenda is, do you have any future items that you would like to be considered for our next rec committee meeting?
Yeah, I had asked staff a while back to bring to us some information about Phoenix's source of income discrimination prohibition. That's something that I would like the city of Tempe to emulate if possible. So if we could collect some information on that, figure out what's going on with Phoenix, maybe get a copy of their ordinance and any additional information. Because I do think that's something that's very important to our community as we continue to struggle with affordable housing issues. Phoenix, I thought, did a great job in their approach, and I don't see any reason why Tempe couldn't do the same. So if we could just circle the wagons on that and find out where that process is. And I mean, if it can't be done in May, then let's do it in June. But it is something that I would like to bring an ordinance to the full city council, hopefully this fall.
I think I like that. I love that idea. That's a great one. And I have two considerations. I have one consideration is because you kind of hit on it. The month of May is so busy with graduations and with everything going on. I was wondering, can we postpone our committee meeting in May and make it in June? Because there's with the Memorial holiday and all the graduations between college and high school and middle school, it's just so much for people to try to get information in. So I was just wondering, can we postpone our committee meeting until June?
Councilmember Hodge, I don't have an issue with that.
Okay, thank you. And our second thing I would like to do is just have an update on a post check on what the schools went through this following year. So have like somebody, a representative from each district and ASU come out and give us a kind of a post, just a roundup of what happened throughout the year of this year and what we can look forward to next year. So that's the thing. And that'll be a good time in June because school will be out. That'll get a chance to get everything thoughts together. And if anybody else wants to come back, I welcome College Connect or anybody else, positive, anybody wants to come back on that area to come back and give a presentation to see, how the year completed they can, or if they need anything for the following year coming up. I do open that up too. So I think that's it on that part. Do you have any announcements, Councilmember Keaton?
I do not.
I don't either, and we will, since we postponed our May 22nd meeting, we will have, it'll be announced when our June meeting will come. So we will put that out there when we set a date for June. Okay, is there anything else from anybody else in the Audience, have anything they need to discuss or say to us before the committee is over? Okay, well, I would like to adjourn this meeting at 12:49. Can I get a motion to?
So moved.
All right, and I second it. Thank you. You guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Okay.